Starting our new interview series, Melrose Stories, is
Andie Gechtman studio.
And tell us where you're from and who you are.
Yeah, so I'm from Los Angeles, from the Valley. I actually grew up coming here and shopping here since I was like 12 years old, so it's really cool to now have a booth here. I'm an artist, and everything I sell is wearable art or my physical art. So I sell art prints of my original watercolor and gouache paintings. I do painted vintage pieces like the pants I'm wearing. I make these glitter tops and a line of jewelry.
And when did you start your business?
I started it in the height of the pandemic, about August 2020. I brought my business to Melrose because we were all locked up in quarantine. There wasn't a lot to do, and there weren't a lot of outlets for me to be recognized and introducing my new business to the world. So I'm really, really grateful that I had Melrose at my fingertips to just start selling my art prints and my jewelry and just get the name out for my brand. Being in person and meeting people, especially during a time when everyone was looking for outdoor activities, it was the best thing that could happen for my business.
And what makes your business stand out?
The color, the fun, the vibrancy. Everything I make I want to be really unique and different, and that's why I call it wearable art. All the patterns and the prints that I put on my clothing are my original artwork. Colorful beads with like handmade mushroom pendants that I designed. Different combinations that are new and exciting and fresh. That's what I try to focus on. I also have a background in clothing design. I studied fashion design in college, and then I went on to be a clothing designer before I started my own business. So I always knew that I wanted to mesh fashion with my art, and I love the idea of sustainable fashion, which is why all the clothing pieces that I paint on are upcycled vintage pieces.
Do you have a favorite art piece?
My favorite one, I think, is the mushroom print. This has been the most popular one lately. It's so cute and fun.
And how do you make your jewelry?
I hand make all my jewelry. Most of it is beaded. Some of the pieces, like I said, this pendant, I actually work with a glass artist who creates the actual glass piece, and then I put it onto the jewelry.
And do you do any commissions?
I do commissions all the time. People will give me their pants or jackets and I'll paint on them, or I'll custom source a piece for them. I also do custom artwork, makes it personal.
And is there any like specific meaning behind your art pieces? Like I see there's like fruits and there's like faces, flowers.
Yeah, there's no deep meaning behind it. I want to create things that make you smile when you look at them, that are fun, that are different and playful. I want people to buy my art because they're going to look at it on their wall and it'll make them happy that day.
If you don't mind, can you show us a little bit of like your art pieces, like detailed wise?
Sure. So let's see. This one's really cool to show. The original of this was done on a handmade paper, so that's why you get that really cool detail in the back. So the actual paper was handmade, and then I painted on top of it. So it just adds another layer of texture. I love using watercolors because you get that really cool washed effect. You can almost make them look tie-dye, and it's just fun to play with how the paints work. You can't really control it, but that's part of why it's exciting. And then these pieces, these are kind of like my signature line art design. I started making these because I was really drawn to line art. It was really trendy at the time, but it was all very boring and not colorful and basic to me. So doing my own version with watercolors and gouache and color blocking, I feel like that's developed into a big topic for my brand. It's like the dancing shoes print. This is done with all gouache paints. I actually have a greeting card in the same design that says, put on your dancing shoes, it's your birthday. So, I use acrylic paints, I use fabric paints when I do my clothing. I've experimented with a lot of different mediums, but watercolor and gouache are my specialty. So, like my art, I want my jewelry to be very playful and fun. I know that camp jewelry has been a big topic in fashion in the last 2 years. So I make, these little pieces that have all the little polymer shapes on them. But then I also have higher end pieces that have handmade ceramic beads. So, I get to have a range of pricing that way. I love these little butterfly crystal beads. They're very Y2K, girly girl style. Everything is made with freshwater pearls. I don't use any fake pearls except for my phone charms. And everything is made with gold-filled finishings or sterling silver, so it's all very high quality and it won't turn color. These are one of my favorite products. When you bring these into the sun, they're like fractal glitter rainbow. It's crazy. So definitely come by my booth and check them out in person when the sun is shining.
What do you love about the market?
I love meeting people. I love connecting in person with my customers and engaging them. I love that they can see the artist behind the brand, because I'm not just a clothing brand or an art line. Like, I am the artist who's selling my stuff. So the fact that I can meet people is huge, and I love connecting with the other vendors. I've made a lot of great small business friends through the market. We get to like bounce ideas off each other, and you know, it's really nice to have other people doing the same thing as me and, you know, grow with them.
Yeah. And do you have a favorite like vendor you like to shop?
Well, I love shopping all the vintage vendors. I actually find a lot of the pieces I paint on here at Melrose. Also, I love Jewel Salazar. Shout out to Jewel. She's a good friend of mine. Moonrise Design is another artist who I've become good friends with.
And how has your time at Melrose Trading Post impacted you and your business?
It's given me a lot of confidence. Seeing people like come to my booth and, you know, love the artwork I do. You know, it's really personal to put your art out there into the world, and it's really vulnerable. So to see like in-person live reactions that are really positive has given me the drive to know that I can do this and that I have a product that's great. And, you know, had I not been here in person, I don't know if I'd have that same confidence.